She threw the mug before I could move. The coffee hit my cheek, lukewarm, stale, bitter. It slid down my jaw like old tears I refused to shed. "That coffee looks just like your face," she spat, "old and disgusting." Her words hit harder than the porcelain. Not because they were true, but because I'd raised that voice. I'd taught it to say please and thank you. Now it only knew venom. I didn't shout. I didn't flinch. I opened the door and told her, "Get out." She laughed, sharp, hysterical, thinking I was bluffing. I wasn't. When I shut the door, I didn't just lock her out. I locked out every illusion I'd built about love, motherhood, and loyalty. "That's enough," I told myself. There was a time her laughter was the only sound that could calm me. When she was 6, she'd wait for me by the window, counting headlights until mine appeared. "You're home," she'd whisper, hugging me with everything she had. Her mother had already started to fade by then. Smiles rehearsed, phone always turned down, perfume that didn't belong to our house. But my daughter, she was my anchor. Or so I thought. I found out 2 months ago that she'd been helping her mother drain my accounts. Not just little things, selling my old watch collection, moving money from my investments, feeding information to the woman who'd already taken everything but my name. It started with a single receipt, then a shared password, then the truth, stitched together in the margins of a bank statement. Her mother's signature, my daughter's handwriting. That night, I sat in the dark and watched the house breathe around me. Every tick of the clock was a betrayal. But rage is a luxury, and I've always been a man who saves. I didn't confront her, not yet. Instead, I smiled through dinners. I listened to her stories, the ones I knew were rehearsed. I let her think I was still blind. Meanwhile, I moved quietly. I contacted my lawyer, changed my will, and froze the accounts she didn't know existed. I built a new trust fund, one that transferred everything to charity if she ever tried to access it again. And her mother? I knew where she worked now, the consulting firm she'd bragged about. I sent an anonymous tip about her little side business, the one involving fake invoices and tax evasion. She'd always been too confident to hide it well. Within weeks, her world began to shrink. Frozen assets, investigations, a warrant with her name. I waited. I let the silence grow teeth. When my daughter showed up this morning, she was desperate. Said she needed money, said her mother was being unfairly targeted. I just listened, stirred my coffee. She paced, voice trembling between guilt and anger. "You could stop this, Dad. Just talk to your lawyer. Tell them it was all a mistake." A mistake? That's what they both called it. The theft, the lies, the signatures. A mistake. I smiled. "You always liked her perfume, didn't you? The vanilla one?" She frowned. "What does that have to do?" "I could smell it on the envelopes," I interrupted, "even the ones you mailed for her." Her lips parted. For a second, the little girl I raised flickered behind her eyes. Then she realized. "You did this," she whispered. "No," I said. "You did." That's when she threw the coffee. And that's when I ended it. Now, hours later, I sit in the same chair, the coffee stain still drying on the floor. The house is quiet again, eerily so. I can hear the echo of the door slamming behind her, the way she screamed that I'd regret it. Maybe I will. But regret is for those who hesitate. I didn't. By nightfall, she'll discover her cards are canceled, her phone plan terminated, her name erased from every document that once linked her to me. Her mother's arrest will hit the news before dawn, and she'll realize there's no home left to run to. I didn't destroy them. I just removed the hands that were already choking me. People say revenge doesn't heal. Maybe they're right, but it clarifies. It strips away noise until all that's left is truth. And here's mine. I loved them. Both of them. Enough to build everything around them. Enough to lose myself in their comfort. But love without respect is just captivity. And today, I unlocked the door. When I threw her out, I didn't throw away my daughter. I threw away the stranger who wore her face. That's enough.